Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and there's no secret that Rockstar recently has really enjoyed adding classic vehicles of existing cars that we already have in the game. For example, we've got the Comet Retro Custom, which was based off of the original Comet, the Elegy Retro Custom from the Elegy, the Infernus Classic from the Infernus, and then the Turismo Classic from the Turismo. And those have just been cars that have come out really within the last like 2 or 3 months. So they seem to do a pretty cool pattern of this. And I know the fans really appreciate it, including myself, seeing classic cars added into the game. They're really awesome. So what I'm going to be doing today is showing you guys an example of a car that I think would be perfect for Rockstar's treatment of making it a retro vehicle or a classic car in the game. And I've got a couple great ideas for this series as well. So if this is something you would like me to continue, please be sure to drop a like rating on this video. Your support would be really awesome. And let me know some suggestions in the comments section down below. Now, I've got one rule for this series is that we can't just make up or bring any car from the outside world in and say, oh, this has got to be a classic car. They've got to be somehow related to the vehicles we already have in Grand Theft Auto 5 right now. And that vehicle we're going to be looking at today would be the Jester Classic. So you might be thinking to yourself, wait a minute, this isn't a Jester. The Jester we know is really based off of the Honda or Acura NSX. Well, in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, the Jester was primarily based off of the Toyota Supra Mark IV, which was an incredibly cool car, and this is what it looks like right here. I will leave a link to the mod I'm using in the description. I think this is a pretty incredible vehicle. So let's actually put these side by side before we go and end up customizing it. So now I'm in the Jester, and the conversion for this car would be super easy. Just like the Elegy or just like the Comet Retro Custom, you would take this vehicle right here, the Jester, you would bring it to Benny's original Motorworks, and boom, you would turn it into the San Andreas version of the Jester, that being the Supra. Now, this mod has a ton of customization, which we're going to check out right now, and I say we jump in and get this started because this is going to be really incredible. All right, so here we go. Right off the bat, we've got 16 options that we can do for customization, and there's actually some that we're going to do outside of the custom shop as well. We're obviously going to upgrade the armor and apply the race brakes, and then we've actually got some options for the bumpers, which is actually kind of cool. So we can choose to add either the stock bumper option or add a rear diffuser, and I think we're going to go with that right there. I think that looks pretty cool. For the chassis, we can actually do a couple options. We can choose to upgrade the audio system, which I think looks awesome, as you guys can see right there. Or we can add a NOS system and a roll cage, and I think that's pretty awesome too. So that right there, a little bit more civilian. This one a little bit more race car-like, and look what it also does to the inside of this vehicle. It adds like a sticker bomb cover on the dash, which is actually really, really cool. So I think we're going to go extreme with this one, so we're actually going to go with that right there. We can also upgrade the engine, which is of course what we're going to do. We're going to leave the horn and all that stuff away for right now. We'll work on the respray as we're close to the end. There are some options for the roof, which I think is nice. So we have a stock one. Then we also have the roof hood right there, which is in carbon fiber. Now, because the livery is so nice, and as you'll see, there's a whole lot more on this car, I'm actually going to keep this stock for now. I think it's a little bit of a cleaner look, so we'll go with that right there. We've also got a ton of options for the spoilers. As you can see, there's 11 of them. One of those options is none, and then they're just labeled A, B, C, going through the whole alphabet. So that right there is spoiler number A. Looks pretty simple and pretty cool. Spoiler number B, looking awesome as well. There is C, again, getting a little bit of carbon fiber right there that looks really nice. D, really, really cool. I wonder if any of these spoilers are gonna like take on the livery. That would actually be pretty unique and pretty cool. Another one right there, that's spoiler number E. Spoiler F right there. G. We've got spoiler H. And then spoiler I right there, which is actually kind of awesome. Actually, we got one more, which is spoiler J. Oh, that's kind of similar to the first one. All right, that's pretty cool right there. I actually think I'm going to go with the first one, spoiler number A. We'll go with that one right there. Let's go ahead and upgrade the suspension a little bit and the transmission. We'll apply the turbo as well. And really the only other thing we can do is stuff outside of the Los Santos custom shop, messing with the colors and the liveries themselves. So let's do that right now. That is a pretty good start right there for this car. But I think the best parts of this vehicle and of this mod really have to do with the liveries that can be applied here. So let's check those out right now. All right, so this is the livery by default. It's livery number 7. Let's actually go to 1. So this one's actually kind of cool. If you recognize this one, that's because it's the exact same livery that's used on Brian O'Connor's car in the Fast and the Furious movie franchise. So that's pretty cool right there. If we wanted to recreate a Fast and Furious style Supra, we totally could. I mean, just look at those sponsors right there. They look so awesome. That little bit of green really does look incredible. That's our first livery. Our second one right here, I believe, is a plain one. So we've got no livery right here if you wanted to completely remove it. Again, that's a nice cleaner look right there. Number 3, this one's kind of cool. It's got Supra written in this kind of graffiti style text on both sides of the car, as well as on the back too. This one is pretty awesome. I think this one might actually be one of my favorites. Really, really cool right there. That's livery number 3. We've got livery number 4, which is a Castrol motor oil one. This one's actually kind of nice, targeting the greens and the reds, and the white on this actually looks really clean, as well as the Bridgestone on the back looking awesome right there. We've got number 5, which is RSR Services, Sport Services. That's actually kind of nice right there. I don't know if it looks great with the red primary color, but I still like that a lot. Really cool. Number 6, you've got Falcon. This is actually kind of awesome too. It's kind of retro. I like the two-tone blue with kind of a darker one and then more of like a seafoam minty one. That actually looks really, really cool. I like that a lot. So that right there is livery number 6. We've seen livery number 7. This is the Hankook one. So that's actually pretty cool. Driving Emotion. We've got number 8 right here, which looks to be some sort of anime one. I don't even know. This is the first time I'm really using this mod all that much. So that's definitely the most interesting one. I don't see myself using this one all that much, but you guys might, so that's pretty cool. Number 9, we've got Martini. Man, does this one look awesome. Really, really clean right there. I love the reds, the whites, the blues, and the tiny touches of yellows. Awesome stuff. That's livery number 9. Livery number 10 is a Kunos one. Not exactly sure what brand that is, but pretty cool with the red and the green. We've got 11, which is Denso. This one definitely is interesting right here. It's kind of like a grungier livery than all the other ones, so that one's pretty cool. And then you've got number 12, which is Kunso Racing. Again, I believe that's either Japanese or something along the lines. I'm sorry for not knowing what that is, but I still think that's pretty cool, and I do like the stripes that go down the center of the car. And then you've got number 13 right here, which is Lucas Oil. This is another great one right here. I think the Lucas Oil one looks pretty cool. And that's it right there. That's actually all the livery options. I don't really know which one's my favorite. I think I actually like the Martini one a lot. I know I really like this one as well. I love those colors. That is super, super cool. And I obviously think this one, which is amazing, and the Fast and Furious one is pretty spectacular nonetheless. All right, so this is my final product right here. I kind of went with this like retro sea foamy bluish green one. I also changed the wheels, just made them a brown color, and I kind of like it. I also went with the white secondary just to kind of match the sponsorships on the outside, and I also like the fact that the blue nitrous canisters match our paint job as well. But overall, I think this is an incredible car, and you can just see how colorful and vibrant the inside of this vehicle looks. It is really, really cool, and this, in my opinion, is how the Jester Classic or the Jester Retro Custom could look in Grand Theft Auto Online. And I know this is a highly requested vehicle, not only because it looks awesome, so many people love this car, but the Fast and Furious franchise as well has also probably contributed to this car's popularity and just mainstream culture. But I really do think this is awesome. Oh my gosh, we just ramped off of that car. But regardless, this is absolutely incredible. I'm gonna show you guys one more thing here. We're actually gonna take a look inside the trunk and the hood of the car too. I think that might actually be pretty cool to look at. So there you go. That's actually a little bit of a better view from the inside of the car itself, and you can also see what's inside the engine too, which is super incredibly detailed. Once again, I will leave a link to this mod in the description if you want to check it out for yourself, if you want to use it in game. Really, really awesome, incredibly detailed, and just so awesome. And And in my opinion, like I said earlier, a perfect version of the Jester Classic that would be amazing for Grand Theft Auto Online. So like I said, let me know your thoughts, opinions, and more of this series in the comment section down below. Would you want me to cover other vehicles in the Grand Theft Auto series that would be awesome to have retro or classic versions? Let me know your thoughts, opinions, and more on that in the comments down below. If you guys did go and enjoy this video though, a like rating would of course be awesome. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new or you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. With all the way guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.